Cardi B and Nicki Minaj were at it again last night. And when I say it was messy, I mean pure chaos. The claws came out after Nicki started tossing slick little shots in Cardi's direction. And everybody knows by now, these two do not play nice with each other. Their beef has been brewing for years, but every time it looks like it might cool down, one of them throws gas right back on the fire and boom. It's a whole spectacle again.
Fuck the city girls. It is 1 a.m. and y'all bitches is tweeting back and forth. Get in the fucking booth. Get in the booth. Cardi is fighting back. Nicki, Onika, I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, you tweet. No, bitch, get in the fucking booth. I better have a diss track on my Spotify by fucking Wednesday morning at the latest. Y'all bitches spend way too much time on fucking Twitter. This is the thing. I love rap beef. I need the beef to be in the music. I don't care about your tweets. I don't care about who had an abortion. I don't give a fuck about who had a baby. I don't care who had multiple baby fathers. I don't care. You are rappers. Get in the goddamn booth because y'all are talking reckless.
Now here's the setup. Cardi B just dropped her long-awaited album, Am I the Drama, on September 19th, and since then, the energy online has been nothing but wild. People have been dissecting every single lyric, trying to figure out who she's calling out, and of course, Nicki couldn't just sit this one out quietly. Nope.
It's interesting to me how Nicki Minaj is always talking about how Cardi B wants to be her, but it's always Nicki Minaj aligning herself with Cardi B. Never the other way around. I never, ever, ever see Cardi B speak on Nicki Minaj at all. She is always responding, so, sit in that.
She came in swinging with shady comments, the kind that make it crystal clear she's aiming straight at Cardi. And let's be real. These ladies already had tension since that infamous New York Fashion Week scuffle years ago, so seeing them throw punches online instead of in person only adds fuel to their never-ending rivalry. Fans were glued to their screens waiting for each new post and reply like it was the heavyweight fight of the year.
Call it what you want, but this beef between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B is quite entertaining. I love a good rap beef. And with these ladies both being from New York, their insults hit hard. They go low. Their insults are vile. They do not hold back whatsoever. These two have been very consistent. They do not like each other, and I don't think they ever will. And the thing is, I get both sides. One person feels like, hey, I'm the coach, I'm the person who put you on, you need to respect me, blah, 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 blah. But the other person feels like, you're not about to sun me. And that's just very New York on both ends. Y'all can call me messy, but I truthfully feel like this just makes music fun. Because now we're all patiently waiting for March 27th to get here so we can listen to Nicki diss Cardi and the rest of her sons. But anyways, thank you to these ladies for entertaining me before I went to bed.
Nicki hasn't been holding back. She's been throwing subs at Cardi all over Twitter, and just to add more spice, she went ahead and announced the release date for her own album, March 27th, which just so happens to drop only 5 days after Cardi's big release. That timing alone had the internet screaming because it felt way too calculated to be a coincidence. Meanwhile, Cardi's album, Am I the Drama, has been going crazy. The numbers are speaking louder than any diss track. The project already went platinum. It debuted straight at #1 on the Billboard 200, and in its first week alone, it sold 200,000 units.
I love situations like this because it showcases y'all fucking double standards. Just last week, everybody was gagging at Cardi B for going at JT. And now that it's Nicki Minaj popping her shit, everybody done found their moral compass that was just deep in the fucking trash last week. And I love when Nicki Minaj does what she does because every time something is done against her, it's just a big coincidence. Prime example, the first day that Nicki Minaj got up talking about Jay-Z, out of the blue, here come Cardi. Go to dinner, go shopping, go to the park, get off the internet, enough. Nicki Minaj ignored the fuck out of her because she understood that Cardi was about to do her album rollout. Then all of a sudden, Cardi B hops up on the Imaginary Dragons beat, and they're pushing it real big that she got Jay-Z's approval. Trying to bait Nicki again, no matter how you flip it, bop it, and pop it. Y'all ain't never thought about Cardi B on any fucking Jay-Z song, or even about them in the same sentence. And then to not even use it as just a song on your album, it was your lead single, one of your lead singles, and it fucking flopped. All because she was trying to bait Nicki, and y'all don't want to admit that. Nicki can't win with y'all because y'all don't like her. Cardi will say some shit that's absolutely stupid like she just did, and y'all will eat it up. Prime example, how was you just trying to shame JT last week for having an abortion, and now you're trying to shame Nicki Minaj for going to the clinic, supposedly, to get pregnant? Bitch, which side do you stand on? Is it a problem to get abortions, or is it a problem to try to have a baby? But see, y'all don't even care how that don't even make no fucking sense just because y'all don't like Nicki.
That kind of success isn't just music chart talk. It's a loud statement that Cardi is still one of the top names running the rap game right now. Fans are pointing out how Nicki choosing that exact week to announce her album felt like a power move.
Now I walk up to Cardi B and Nicki Minaj start tweeting each other, arguing on Twitter, and well, X, or whatever y'all want to call it. I mean, Cardi B album was out the chain to me, and It did numbers. I don't give a damn if it didn't do more than Nicki's, but it did damn numbers. I mean, they both do their damn thing. I don't even see why they arguing. Like, they both rich as hell. They both in well, I don't know. I'm gonna stay my broke ass up out of there because I ain't even no millionaire. Shit, and I ain't got nothing else so I'm gonna chart, so I'm gonna just stay in my lane. Okay?
Like she wanted to steal some of Cardi's shine while the spotlight was on her. And the way the two have been trading jabs online, it's giving rap soap opera vibes with everybody tuning in to see what happens next. Cardi isn't just breaking records. She's making history with Am I the Drama. It's officially the very first album of 2025 to be certified multi-platinum. And on top of that, she just snatched a crown no other female rapper has ever worn. Cardi became the first woman in rap history to have her first two albums debut at #1 on the Billboard 200. That's not just big, that's legendary. And it has people saying she's officially locked her name into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. The success has been so loud, so undeniable, that even some of Nicki's own fans had to admit the numbers don't lie. And that right there, it made the tension between the two women 10 times hotter. Because while Cardi was celebrating her plaques and breaking champagne bottles over milestones, Nicki seemed to be plotting her next move. And trust, she wasn't about to let Cardi shine without throwing her own spotlight into the mix. So what happened next? A full-on competition sparked between the two, and fans were ready to take sides. The internet turned into a battlefield, with Cardi's supporters screaming, "Queen of the charts," and Nicki's army promising that their fave was about to come back swinging harder than ever. The industry was holding its breath. Everybody wanted to know if Cardi B's sophomore album, Am I the Drama, would smash past the legendary numbers Nicki Minaj pulled with her own sophomore album, Pink Friday. Fans were glued to the charts like it was the Super Bowl of rap. The comparison started flying fast because Nicki's project had set the bar sky high when it sold an impressive 253,000 units in its opening week. Now, while Cardi's rollout was huge and her numbers were undeniably historic, the truth is she did end up falling short when stacked up against Nicki's sophomore sales record. That detail right there gave Nicki's fan base all the ammo they needed to start chirping online, bragging that their queen still held the bigger crown when it came to first week numbers. But let's not get it twisted. Cardi wasn't flopping by any means. Her album was still a runaway success, already multi-platinum, and dominating streaming platforms worldwide. It was less about failure and more about whether or not she could dethrone Nicki's long-standing record. And when it came to fan wars, that tiny gap in numbers was all it took to set off a new round of chaos on social media. And this is exactly where things blew up into pure chaos. The sales talk lit the match, but Nicki herself came through with the gasoline. Last night, Nicki Minaj made it her mission to let Cardi know, in front of the entire internet, that she had fallen short. Nicki didn't just hint at it either, she went full throttle. She hopped on Twitter and unleashed a rant that had everybody clutching their phones. The shade wasn't light, it was heavy, deliberate, and aimed right at Cardi like lyrical bullets. Post after post, Nicki reminded the world about Pink Friday's first week numbers and dragged Cardi for not matching her legendary sales. Now here's the thing. Before I even get into reading these tweets, you've got to understand why Nicki's words hit the way they did. She's not just talking numbers. She's talking legacy, status, and dominance. And every word was dripping with the kind of confidence that only Nicki can deliver. It wasn't just a clapback. It was a statement. So let's break these tweets down, because the way they're worded tells a whole story on its own. And once you hear it, you'll see why the internet went into overdrive. Now here's where it gets really wild, because this beef wasn't just about numbers. It spilled right into the music. Cardi's album, Am I the Drama, has a track called Magnet, and in one of the verses she spits, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These B's can't F with me. Keep that line locked in your memory, because it ends up being the very spark Nicki uses to clap back. Fans already suspected that line was aimed at somebody specific, and of course, all fingers pointed straight at Nicki. So when the numbers comparison hit, Nicki didn't just rant about sales, she went lyrical too. She snatched that exact alphabet bar and flipped it on Twitter to make Cardi look small in front of everybody. And when I tell you she went in, I mean Nicki turned Twitter into her own rap stage. Each tweet read like a punchline, reminding Cardi that she wasn't touching Nicki's legacy, no matter how many letters of the alphabet she rhymed with. It wasn't just a shady tweet. It was Nicki taking Cardi's own lyrics and throwing them right back at her like a mirror. The fans lost their minds instantly, because this wasn't just shade anymore. This was rap beef unfolding in real time, bar for bar, tweet for tweet. And then Nicki really went for the jugular with her tweets. These weren't just little jabs. These were full-on lyrical assaults typed out in 280 characters. She came at Cardi reckless, throwing accusations and insults that had the whole timeline frozen. Nicki tweeted, "Raw dog and pregnant with the fourth baby, Barney, BV, and HPV, allegedly." The allegedly at the end had everybody gasping, because Nicki knows exactly how to stir the pot without catching herself in trouble. But she didn't stop there. She doubled down with another alphabet-style diss, clearly mocking Cardi's magnet verse. Nicki wrote, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Layden said mom was Trini. Then, like she was freestyling in real time, she followed it up with another A, B, C, D, E, F, G, surgery to look like me. Tell that rat and tell Jay-Z. Rico, fraud, and perjury. Each line was harsher than the last, and fans couldn't believe she was airing it all out in public like this. It was like watching a diss track unfold live on Twitter, word for word, jab for jab. Nicki wasn't just subbing anymore. She was name-dropping, dragging, and making sure everyone knew exactly who she was targeting. Cardi wasn't about to let Nicki get the last word. Not a chance. She came firing back with her own alphabet clapback, spitting right on Twitter like she was dropping bars in the studio. Cardi typed out, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Your man has to snatch. P, tastes like honeycomb. Your bro be touching 12-year-olds. That one line had the internet exploding because Cardi went straight for the jugular with heavy accusations that people couldn't believe she was bold enough to type out publicly. Nicki, of course, wasn't backing down either. She clapped back instantly with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Pregnant play with his bussy. That one shook the timeline, because Nicki was now bringing up the long circulating rumors about Stephon Diggs, Cardi's man and baby daddy, suggesting he had questionable private life rumors floating around. And she wasn't finished. Nicki followed up with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Rap like Barney, still ugly. That line alone had Barbz spamming clown emojis all over Cardi's mentions. Cardi tried to flip the script by posting a picture in response, turning the beef into a meme war. But Nicki wasn't letting go. She countered by posting her own photo of Cardi. And if that wasn't enough, she unleashed yet another alphabet-style diss. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Falling off the charts with a big belly. Running trains barefoot, still smelly. Still, you could not outsell me. At this point, it wasn't just rap beef. It was a full-blown alphabet war online. Each side was spitting rhymes like diss tracks in real time, and the fan bases were going wild. Barbz screamed Nicki had just ended the battle, while Bardi Gang swore Cardi was only warming up. Twitter turned into a digital boxing ring with millions of eyes watching every single post drop like it was pay-per-view night. And then Cardi really snapped back with the kind of clapback that had the timeline screaming. She fired off. All right, now this, the third tweet talking about my pregnancy. Like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all them perks. Scrambling your eggs, not allegedly. Lord, protect my babies. The not allegedly part sent shockwaves. Cardi was clearly done playing games. She didn't stop there, though. She flipped the script and called Nicki out for constantly dragging her album into the mess. Cardi wrote, "Why you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gag that you think it is. You've been in the game like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers that started around your time. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake, those are the numbers you need to be competing with. And you can't, because you're doing lower than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. What the F is you comparing yourself to me for? Child, it was complete chaos. The shots, the subs, the raw energy. It felt like history was unfolding live on Twitter. But one thing's for sure. This is far from the first time these two women went at it. And it definitely won't be the last. But now I want to hear from you. Whose side are you on in this latest alphabet war? Was Nicki really serving bars? Or did Cardi have the stronger clapbacks? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.